to monetize. So King is a great example, developer of Candy Crush and now other games like Pet Rescue Saga. In the span from April 9th to October 12th, 2012, what is that, like 6 months, 7 months? They were able to go from pretty much zero revenue, or 0 people, to 44 million monthly active users. They were able to have really, really massive distribution. Then they were able to carefully monetize, first testing on Facebook Canvas and then rolling that out to mobile, where the majority of their payments revenue is coming from. The developer of Dragon City says that Facebook connected users, so Dragon City is a mobile game, but they also have a web version. Facebook connected users have a 75% higher conversion to payers than non-connected users. And they have a 4.7 times higher 7th-day retention. So if people are connecting to Facebook within your game, it means they're more likely to stay and they're more likely to pay. And then again, for King, Facebook connected users are 2 times more engaged. So because of this, Facebook has built a lot of solutions for monetization. And so I'd like to shift gears into that. How many of you have tried Facebook advertising to acquire users? Okay, so not very many. This is great. How many of you feel like you know a lot about Facebook advertising? Nobody. Okay, that's why I'm here. Good. Facebook offers a lot of different channels to help you acquire paid users and organic users. So previously I had focused on organic users. And so building your game to be social by design will really help you acquire organic users. However, you need some sort of user base to start out with, and that's why paid users are so important. So the landscape for game marketing has actually changed a lot in the past 5 years with this shift to mobile. I want you to think about your day and think about how many devices you use on an average day. For me, I wake up, my alarm clock is my phone, I probably check my email on my iPad, and then I get to work and I'm on my work laptop all day. I come home, I don't even use a TV anymore, but I do have a computer that functions as my TV, so I use that device. Before I go to bed, I'm probably on my phone again. I'm probably using 5 or 6 different devices every day. And I bet that's pretty similar for you and your users. And so the previous way of advertising, which was a cookie-based system, doesn't work anymore because cookies can't jump from device to device to device. So it's really, really important to have a unified identity. And that's something that Facebook offers. The next challenge for game marketers is that app discovery through app stores used to be pretty easy. If you had a good app, you'd be able to get discovered or be featured on the Apple App Store or on Google Play. But now, I feel like every month the app stores are releasing a new statistic about how many apps they have. So it's well over 1 million apps in each app store now. And so being discovered through charts or features is actually very, very difficult. Even then, after you're discovered, only 66% of app users open apps only between 1 and 10 times. So even after you get your app discovered and downloaded, that doesn't mean the user is going to play. So being able to retain that user and re-engage them is very important and also very, very difficult. So Facebook has developed solutions for that. Our solutions are built around 4 pillars. So one is we have massive global relevant reach. I think I've said this number many times. We have 819 million mobile active users. These are people that are on Facebook every day, and you have their true identity. So it's very relevant reach to you. In addition to that, we offer very precise targeting. So we have data, in addition to demographic data, we have data about the user's likes. We have data about other games the users are playing, so you're able to do very, very sophisticated targeting. We offer prominent placement, which is placement on both mobile and web. We have both video and we have special mobile app install ads. And finally is we offer measurement. It's very, very important to have a measurement piece because there's no point in spending money unless you can prove that this is actually valuable. There's actually an ROI to that. So we've built measurement tools for you. So Facebook brings targeting efficiency online. For an average narrow targeted campaign online, they're only 29% accurate, whereas with Facebook, we're able to be 91% accurate. And that's because we know who you are. And more than that, we've also built some additional tools like custom audiences, vertical audiences, lookalike audiences. These are all tools that I'll go into later that help you really narrow in on the exact users that you want to acquire and then show the right ads to them. More than that, we want to focus on business metrics. So Facebook has been able to drive gaming business metrics. So for example, in terms of trailer views, which are important for console games, but also kind of some more hardcore mobile games, we're able to drive a 2x increase in game trailer views, or we're able to drive 128% brand lift. So that means in the number of people that recognize your brand. Or we're able to drive 71% more traffic to retailer pages or to the App Store. We offer prominent placement, so we can have placement across PCs, tablets, and smartphones. And the average size of a Facebook ad is actually 8 times larger than that of a mobile banner. So generally on a mobile device, you have a small banner at the bottom of a game, whereas on Facebook, that ad is almost entirely full screen. And finally, we offer measurement. So conversion tracking is not new to the industry, and so if you've been doing online games, this is something you're probably familiar with. As you've shifted to mobile, we also offer an SDK that allows you to track in-app purchases, allows you to track lifetime value, ARPU, etc. And so we have an SDK and we have partners that will help you track all of your ad spend and the return on that ad spend. So I'd like to share with you a brief case study based on some work that we've done with a developer based in China, actually. They were able to use 3 steps to market their game on Facebook. So the first step is to create broad awareness for your game. The second is to engage your gamers, drive installs, and monetize. And third is to manage user churn and increase game re-engagement. So how are they able to do this? So the game was called Family Farm Seaside, and it was developed by eFun, which is a developer in China. So to develop awareness, obviously having a page is the start of that. On your page, you can post videos, photos, links. You can host events. So if your game has special in-game events, this is a very powerful way to get viral traction on Facebook. Users can like, comment, share your page posts, of course, and that can be very, very powerful. Then what we do is we offer audiences to help you connect and engage with your core gamers. So first is we offer custom audiences. So what custom audiences do is you can feed Facebook your CRM, be it email addresses, user IDs, Apple IDs. You can feed all of that to Facebook, and what we do is we do a hash of this data, so it's all anonymous. You don't get Facebook's data, we don't really get your data, but in this hash, we're able to match your current users or your CRM with Facebook users. And then you're able to show those people very, very targeted advertising. This can be very, very powerful in finding new users for your games, or when you develop multiple games, acquiring users for your second or third title. We also offer vertical audiences. And so we've built specific clusters or audiences for gaming. So for example, we have a virtual goods cluster, and that means these are people that have paid for virtual goods on Facebook or on a mobile app in the past 30 days. So this is very, very powerful in terms of monetization. This lets you see exactly who's paying for games and lets you target them. And then, of course, we have all of Facebook's standard targeting features. So you have the demographic data, and then you can see people's likes and interests, and you can also target them based on other games they play. So if your game is similar to Clash of Clans, for example, you can target users that already play Clash of Clans. Finally is that you can launch key assets in Facebook's newsfeed. So this is how you can get wider distribution from just your organic page posting by using paid ads. So the average page post only gets viewed by 16% of your fans, and that's because the average Facebook user has more than 130 friends, and they've liked hundreds of brands. And so it's very hard to cut through all that noise. So Facebook advertising lets you have prominent placement in the newsfeed. finally is we have mobile app install ads. And these have been really, really powerful in helping acquire mobile users. So I hope you've seen these on your news feed before. It's an ad. As you can see there, it's almost full screen. It takes up the majority of the screen there. The creative can be an image or it can be a video. We just launched video creative. So if you have a trailer for your game, it can be that, and that sees really great conversion rate. There's an Install Now button, which takes them directly to the App Store, where the user can download the game. For example, Cartown Streets was able to see a 40% lower cost per install than on other mobile platforms. So these are very, very powerful. They also offer social data, so you can see which of your friends have already played this game or liked this game. So it's a great way to acquire new users. And then finally, re-engagement. So you can regularly bring back lapsed players and payers. So whether or not they've churned or they haven't paid in a while, you can create custom audiences, like I mentioned before, and then target them specifically. We also offer re-engagement ads on mobile. So instead of an Install Now button, it will say Play Now. And through deep linking, this ad unit will take the user directly into your app. You can specify a landing page for that. So maybe you target a user with a special sale on gems, come back, you haven't played, here's a sale on gems. They are able to click Play Now. It takes them directly to the app on their phone, and you can take them to a landing page directly for that sale or whatever it is that you might target. So these are very, very powerful in helping you bring back churned users. So what were the results for Family Farm? So their goals were to increase the number of app installs, and they were able to achieve a 28% lower cost per install compared to 2 other mobile ad networks. They were able to have the highest conversion rate of all mobile ad networks that they used, and they were able to see a 200% higher click-through rate compared to all other mobile ad networks. So I know that this platform, Facebook, can be very powerful in terms of driving both organic and paid installs. So I'd like to close by summarizing the marketing solutions for games. There are 3 pillars here. First is you create awareness, then you engage your users and re-engage, and we have solutions to help you do all of those. Facebook is the best place to reach prospective gamers. It has the largest audience, and you're able to reach them every day, everywhere, and on every device. I'd like to close by saying this journey is just 1% finished. This is another mantra we have at Facebook. I'd love for this case study next year to be a case study from an Indian developer. We'd love to see more Indian developers on Facebook platform, using Facebook's login, and also using paid acquisition to be able to have the amount of success that Family Farm Seaside was able to have. They were able to be #1 on multiple app stores for top grossing apps. So I'd love to have this be a success story from an Indian developer next year. Thank you for your time. Let's see, how am I doing on time? I think I have some time for questions, and then I would love to talk to you individually afterwards. So yes, questions.
Hello. Hi. My question is, if someone is developing an app or let's say a game on Facebook using its SDK, any additional support he gets from Facebook apart from analytics?
Yes, so Facebook does have a really great developers website. So there's all sorts of tutorials and walkthroughs there. Then we also do maintain resources. So we have a very active community on GitHub, for example. And then finally, we do offer scaled developer support. So if you have questions like that, feel free to contact me, and I can put you in touch with engineers that are able to help people with like SDK integration, things like that.
Using a Facebook, developing on a Facebook games or applications, the API problem is occurs mainly. So is there any support for API
Yes, so it's the same sort of scaled support. It's generally email-based. We have engineers based out of our headquarters in Menlo Park, California, that are able to do that sort of support for both API and SDK.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hi, Shining. Right here.
There you go. Okay.
Could you shed some light on the right kind of investment levels when you're going through the 3 phases? So we are a company who work with developers in getting their user acquisitions. And it would be great, I think, for all of us to know when you see a small to a mid-size developer, what kind of investment levels are good to start on the paid acquisition part, and then subsequently the engagement as well as the retention parts in a cycle?
Great question. So it depends on the developer's objective. So if, for example, the developer is going to target a small market and their goal is to chart, you can basically do the calculation on the number of downloads that need to happen. So this is not a small market, but in the US, basically, if you can drive 80,000 downloads over the course of a day, then you can get your game into the top 20. So that's enough to drive a lot of organic installs. So you can just do some math there. Here's my average cost per click or cost per acquisition, and then here's the budget that I need to spend. That being said, if you're just looking to build a small base of users, we generally tell medium-sized developers to spend about $1,000 in a day, and then to do that for a short burst. That's because Facebook is very algorithm-based. And so at about $1,000, $700 to $1,000 over the course of a couple days will really let our algorithm understand what sort of users best convert to become players of your game, and then we're able to optimize for those conversions. In terms of downstream, when you're thinking about re-engagement, a ratio that we think about, and developers like King.com, for example, think about, is a TPV to ad spend ratio. So they're looking at the total payment volume, and then they're going to reinvest that in ad spend. And so paying attention to that ratio, and then of course looking at the ROI in your ad spend, that's something that's important to look at as you continue to monetize your games. Yes?
Hi. I just wanted to ask you, you had put up the number of 62 million users in India.
Yes.
So if you're developing a game just for the Indian market, is that sort of big enough, or are your numbers more oriented towards developing games here that go overseas?
So in terms of ad spend, or?
No, it seems that the size, the number of people you reach at 62 million is not a big number, right?
Oh,
in India.
In India, so it's 62 million monthly active users on smartphones in India, which is not a very large number relative to the total population of India. The reason why that's a little bit lower is because this is the number of people using the Facebook app versus zero Facebook, which is what you'll use to get free Facebook. So it's 62 million use the Facebook app. The number that use Facebook on mobile devices is actually larger. Generally speaking, though, our users are much more valuable. So if they're using it on Facebook, or they're using Facebook on a smartphone, they'll be very, very valuable users for you to acquire.
Okay, thank you. Great presentation, man.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
This is more on engagement. So you had mentioned that a normal post reaches around 16% of your audience, as in this with regard to a page. So if I put up a post, it goes out to 16% of my fans, correct? So how does that fluctuate with regard to, let's say, a text update, a picture update, or maybe an embedded video, and if I directly share a video from YouTube? So how does that fluctuate?
Yeah, that's a great question. Again, 16% is an average. So if you have a very, very engaging post, you can reach up to 80, 90% of your fans. If it's a bad post, maybe only 10%. So we do reward posts for being very, very viral or engaging. That being said, our Facebook pages, that admin interface actually will let you dive into all the metrics around your posting. So if you go into, we call it page insights, on your page manager on that page, then there'll actually be a breakdown so you can see what types of posts are performing the best, what time of day works the best, what users it's working the best for. Generally speaking, videos, and those are videos that you upload on Facebook, perform very, very well. Photos perform better than just a plain text update, and then YouTube videos do perform well, though not as well as a native Facebook video. Yeah. Other questions? Okay, great. Well, thank you. I was going to say thank you so much. I've got some swag here, and I'd love to talk to as many of you as possible. So I'll leave this swag up here on a table or something. So please come up, grab some swag. Leave me your business card if I don't have a chance to talk with you. I've got a bag here, so just drop your business card, and I'd love to be in touch. So thank you. Yeah.
Step in here, please. So much for this.
Thank you very much. Thank you.